Legendary investor Howard Marks constantly reminds us that the markets and human psychology swing like a pendulum. They swing from flawless to hopeless with almost no time spent in the middle called reality. Well, this week the pendulum didn't just swing, it snapped off the hinges. A group of very serious scientists in very white coats have officially moved the Doomsday Clock to 85 seconds to midnight. Not 90 seconds, not a minute, but precisely 85 seconds. I find this hilarious. It's oddly specific, isn't it? Like, do I have time to make an espresso before the apocalypse, or should I just drink the beans raw? This clock is supposed to symbolize the end of humanity. Yet if you look out the window, the birds are singing, the coffee is hot, and the S&P 500 is trading at all-time highs. Apparently the stock market didn't get the memo that we are all about to vaporize in less than a minute and a half. So, I am not here to tell you to run for the hills. I am here to analyze the comedy of the end of the world economy, because even Armageddon has a price tag. We are witnessing a fascinating split in human psychology, a bifurcated reality. On one side, we have the S&P 500 hitting nearly 6,900 points. The looters in suits are partying like it's 1999, printing money to buy defense stocks. On the other side, we have the consumer. And this is where it gets funny. Half of the population is buying bunkers and ammo. The other half is buying Gucci bags and plane tickets to Antarctica. It is the ultimate contest. Survivalists versus nihilists. And the scoreboard is the stock market. Let's look at the only honest metric left. Gold. As I told you in my last video, gold breached $5,000 an ounce. The media tried to ignore it, but math doesn't care about their silence. Gold has officially divorced interest rates. Usually when rates stay high, gold drops. Not anymore. Gold is now trading on fear. It is the barometer of geopolitical incompetence. As J.P. Morgan once said, gold is money. Everything else is credit. And right now, nobody wants credit. They want the metal. The chart looks like a staircase to heaven built on a foundation of global anxiety. Meanwhile, the stock market is suffering from what we call the war puzzle. Logic suggests that if the world is ending, stocks should go to zero. But logic left Wall Street a long time ago. Instead, we have an asset explosion. Investors are terrified of cash. They know the governments will print trillions to fund their wars, so they dump the cash and buy stocks. Lockheed Martin is up 20%. Rheinmetall in Europe is going vertical. The market is essentially betting that the world will almost end, but not quite, and that someone will get very rich rebuilding it. It's cynical, it's dark, and it is extremely profitable. Now let's look at the American consumer. Inflation has stolen their future. Housing is unaffordable. So what do the young generations do? They engage in doom spending. It is a phenomenon of financial nihilism. If you can't afford a house, you might as well buy a $800 belt. Sales of entry-level luxury goods are skyrocketing. Gen Z is choosing credit cards based on how cool the design looks, what they call social stardust. They are literally financing their own destruction at 25% APR because they don't believe they'll have to pay it back. They are dancing on the deck of the Titanic, ordering the most expensive champagne, charging it to a bank that won't exist in the morning. But there is another group, the producers. The people who see reality for what it is. While the kids buy purses, the adults are buying bunkers. The underground bunker market is hitting $2.7 billion. And let's talk about silence. January 2026 is being called the year of the suppressor. Suppressor sales hit 150,000 units in a single day. Why? Because when the looters come for your capital, or when society frays at the edges, you want to be prepared, and you want to be quiet about it. As the old saying goes, trust in God, but keep your powder dry, and apparently keep it subsonic too. Across the ocean in Europe, the mood is different. They don't have the luxury of doom spending. They have the Russian Orishnik missile next door. Europe is in a defensive crouch. They aren't buying luxury belts. Okay, they're buying potassium iodide. Sales doubled in Poland and France this month. Generators are sold out. They are preparing for the lights to go out. And the governments, they are doing what looters do best, raising taxes. Estonia introduced a defense tax. This is the tragedy of the European model. You pay for the bureaucracy all your life, and when the crisis comes, they send you a bill for your own survival. So we have a panic matrix. If you are a nihilist in the US, you buy escapism, alcohol, luxury, travel, last chance tourism, visiting the Great Barrier Reef before it melts. If you are a realist in the EU, you buy iodine and freeze-dried food. Speaking of food, the freeze-dried market is now worth $39 billion. It's not just for campers anymore. It's for suburban families who realize that Uber Eats doesn't deliver during a grid collapse. It is a grim shopping list. Gucci, ammo, iodine, and dried beef. So what does an Atlas Shrug capitalist do in this madness? Sir John Templeton said, "The time of maximum pessimism is the best time to buy." But buy what? The end of the world trade is clear. You go long on defense, you go long on gold, and you go long on survival goods. But be careful with general retail in Europe. When people are taxed to fund a war, they stop buying new cars. The indicators are screaming. The 85 seconds are ticking. We are living in two worlds. One world is pretending everything is fine, swiping credit cards for things they don't need, trying to ignore the noise. The other world is quietly moving to the forest, stacking gold and securing their perimeter. I know which world I belong to. The clock may say 85 seconds to midnight, but for the prepared man, time is irrelevant. Reality is the only clock that matters. Don't panic, just look at the data. And maybe, just maybe, sell the Gucci belt and buy an extra ounce of gold. This whole situation brings to mind the subtitle of Stanley Kubrick's masterpiece, Dr. Strangelove. How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. The market has clearly taken this advice to heart. Think about the investment logic here. It is the ultimate asymmetric bet. If the missiles actually fly, your portfolio balance is irrelevant. The bank servers will be melted along with the bankers. But if the missiles don't fly, if the fear remains just fear, then the companies building the missiles and the gold protecting your wealth will be worth a fortune. As the general in the movie famously warned, "Mr. President, we must not allow a mineshaft gap. In 2026, we must not allow a portfolio gap." While the masses are fighting over toilet paper and Gucci belts, your job is to secure your own mineshaft, whether that's physical gold, defense equity, or just the peace of mind that comes from being right when everyone else is wrong. Don't fight in the war room, just profit from it. If you want to survive the midnight economy, subscribe. If you want to remain a lootable object, keep scrolling. Subscribe if you want a seat in the bunker when the music stops. This is Atlas Shrug Capitalist. See you in the comments.